Hi guys, Steve here. So glad that you've joined us today. Today's topic, man, is a bit of a full-on one. We are going to look at how to stay encouraged when you feel like the rest of the world's forgotten about you. So one of the reasons I wanted to make this video really was my own life experience. Because for me, I really had to wrestle with this, struggle with this, because here's what was going on. I had just finished my theology degree, and all of a sudden I was kind of left in the lurch going, okay, now what do I do with my life? I kind of thought of it as like trying to get aboard a train where all my friends were already on and the train was pulling out, but I wasn't on the train. I was struggling to get there. That's kind of how I felt, just this real sense of everyone's on the train, everyone's going, everyone's got their life kind of together, and yet I'm not on that train. I'm just stuck on the platform. It seems like everyone else kind of has it together and you're the only fool that doesn't. And to be honest, like, social media really does not help. Everyone keeps uploading photos about how good their life is. Like, they take kind of all the pretty self-filtered ones, right? And they just like stick in hashtag blessed in there. Got some new goggles, blessed. Working on a new video. I'm the greatest guy ever. Just won $1 million. So you keep comparing yourself to all the good parts of other people's lives, but behind the camera, they're probably just normal like you or me. Ice cream for my only friend. So I don't know, if you're in that same boat, you may feel like you're drifting, may feel like you haven't done enough with your life than you currently are. You may feel like you've got no real purpose or don't know what to do next. Or maybe you've just lost a job, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you've had a relationship end recently. And so this video really is for you. I guess here are some points that hopefully help you stay encouraged when you feel like you've been forgotten. Here we go, let's just chat about them real quick. Number one, God is with you. I mean, one of the hardest things really about feeling like you've been forgotten is that you're all alone, like there's no one who can empathize with you, or there's no one just alongside you for the journey. And to be honest, that can be pretty disheartening. And so the Bible's going to say that God is with you. So many places in God's word, in the Bible, that talk about God being with his people. But here's one particular one that stood out for me. So John 14 verse 15 through to 18 says this. This is what Jesus says. If you love me, you will keep my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another helper to be with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive because it neither sees him nor knows him. You know him, for he dwells with you and will be in you. I will not leave you as orphans, I will come to you. So guys, one of the crazy things that Jesus here says is that far from being all alone without God and having no one beside you, the Bible's going to say, Jesus himself says that God's going to be with you, in you, walking with you every single step, every single day for the rest of your life. You are not alone in this struggle. Point two, God can empathize with you. One of the hardest things for me was really that I felt like no one was able to sympathize with me in what I was going through. But the Bible's going to say this, that Jesus is our high priest and he can sympathize with us completely because he was a man. Now let's just read what the Bible says. This is Hebrews 4, starting in verse 15. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. So guys, that part of the Bible is really going to say that Jesus knows what we're going through because he's been through it himself. And so you got to think about it, like Jesus had a crew that he ran with. His 12 disciples were with him every single step of his ministry the entire way. And just before the pinnacle moment where he goes to get crucified, he says he knows that they're gonna say, see you later. And the Bible's also going to say this in the book of Proverbs, that a brother is born for adversity. So think about it, like this is the hardest time of Jesus' life. He's about to be murdered and all his friends just say, see you later. So for me, when I feel like I'm all left alone, I feel like I don't have anyone, he comes alongside and he goes, I know what it feels like right now. Point three, God is in control. One of the hardest things for me was trying to figure out whether God was actually in control or not, because I felt like he wasn't. I felt like he just left me behind or abandoned me. Now the Bible's going to affirm that no, he can be trusted, he is good, he is kind, and he is in control. Jesus himself says this, are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny, and not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father, but even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. Charles Haddon Spurgeon, a phenomenal preacher, he said, God is too good to be unkind, and he is too wise to be mistaken. If I cannot trace his hand, I can always trust his heart. With this, I would say that yes, God is in control, but what's comforting about that is that he's also good and he's also kind, that you are of infinitely more worth than some sparrows, that God takes care of because he's in control. This pushes us into point 4. God works through the bad. Now, if I don't know what he's up to, Romans 8:28, this is what this awesome verse says. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. The Bible's just bold, confidence in God and His goodness and His control is saying this: hey, God is in control, He is good, and if the situation isn't ideal, God is a God who works through bad situations to bring out something glorious and good. I mean, case in point, Jesus was murdered on a tree and 3 days later rose again, forgiving sin for every single person in this world, both now and for eternity. That's pretty good coming out of pretty bad. So guys, there would just be some things I just want to encourage you with. Hey, I would say this: if you're in that situation, you feel stuck, lonely, I would say, hey, press into God. So go to Him in prayer, go to Him and read in the Word. Go, Jesus, I just need to know that you're here, that you're in control, that you care, that you know what I'm going through, and that you're going to bring some good out of this. Hey, please don't keep this to yourself, man. Reach out to someone for some help. I just want to encourage you in that so much. You don't have to do it alone. Guys, I love you. I hope you're encouraged by that. Please like, subscribe, comment below, anything you want to chat about, happy to, would love to in fact. But hey, I'm Steve, you've been great. We'll see you next time. Be blessed and go well.